When I was younger, I used to love saying the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I always loved saying Z because it was the end. I also kind of like saying A, B, C because I started off really strong and I wanted people to listen to me. By the time it got to like L, M, N, O, P, I didn't really care. I just wanted to get to the end. They kind of became this one sound rather than individual letters. And I think I've kind of been living my life like that recently. I've just wanted to get to Z. I've just wanted to get to the end. I wanted to skip past all the messy bits and have the dream house. I don't even know if I want a dream house. I've wanted to have the perfect husband. I don't even really know if I want to marry a man. I want a Tesla. I don't even have my driver's license yet. But I'm in this middle ground. I'm in the LMNOP and I hate it here. You see, I wake up every morning and I'm one of those people, I hate to say that I am, but I am. I immediately go on my phone and I scroll and I see TikTok and I see Instagram and I see 26 people's faces in the morning and their productive morning routine that's full of Stanley cups and smoothie bowls and rounded in self-care. And by the time I see my face in the mirror, I don't think I'm good enough to exist. But then I think to myself, is that really what I want to be seeing? See, I did drama in college. I'm not here to lie to you today. Maybe this isn't the TED talk that you thought you'd hear when someone came in to talk about their authentic self. But I'm not going to lie. I did drama in college. I have a degree that literally makes me a professional liar. And when I did drama, I used to get in a little bit of trouble. I used to fly through my sentences and my monologues. Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebe's lodging. And I can hear my lecturer, Irene, Dev, slow down. Enjoy every syllable. Don't forget your rhythm. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. Enjoy the process, not the product. If I had €1 for every time that I wrote in an assignment, process, not product, and if I had my driver's license, I'd probably buy the Tesla. But I wrote it anyway. I wanted to tick the boxes. I wanted to get to the end of the college. I wanted a degree in a 1-1. I wanted to skip to the end. And I did. And I finished in 2020, and I got my degree in a cylinder kind of thing in the post, and I've actually never opened it. I have no idea what that piece of paper actually even says. Because I realized that I might have missed the beat. I was never a college student. I was someone who wanted to finish college. I didn't want to exist in that time. I wanted to move on. And I think that's something I've always really struggled with, was existing somewhere. Was I too much in a room? Was I allowed to be there? I call it an existence crisis. I actually wrote a poem about it, and the only person that's heard it is my therapist. And I'm not going to recite it for you today because I'm not a poet, but I'll tell you the name of it. I called it Existing is a Crime, Punishable by Death. And it's something I've believed for quite a while, that I wasn't good enough to be here as I am. See, I was like a really shy kid, as in chronically shy, didn't want to talk to anyone, and my dream was to be a marine biologist, because honestly, you spend 30% of your time underwater with the fishes, unreal, can't really talk to anyone there, And then you spend 70% of your time in a lab. And let's be honest, that's not really the chattiest environment. So unreal, dream job, sorted. Until my parents were kind of like, you do realize to get anywhere in life you need to be two things. You have to be able to talk to people, and you kind of need to be sound. So they put me in stage school, and I didn't hate it. It just took me 3 semesters before I actually auditioned for a role. See, the musical was Beauty and the Beast, and guess what role I went for? No, it wasn't Belle. No, it wasn't the Beast. I wanted to be Babette. Do you know Lumiere's feather duster girlfriend? I'd seen a girl in Waterford play her, and she was so confident. Her posture was amazing. Her French accent basically was her from Paris, and she was everything I wasn't as a 15-year-old. So I used to practice into my pillow because I didn't really want to be heard trying to be French or saucy. I didn't really want to exist to be me trying to be someone else. Until the audition day came and the director asked us who wanted to go for Babette, and my hand shot up, ABC. I have to be first. I can't let anyone go before me because I will compare myself to them and then I will just not audition at all. And I go up and I do the audition. And I see my director's face and the whole stage school's jaws on the floor. Dev, where did that come from? Who was she? And I loved that reaction because they weren't looking at me. And that's kind of when I discovered the skill of not being my authentic self. And unfortunately, that's something that I've mastered and carried into everyday life. See, I can be anyone you want me to be in a room. You want me to be a gym receptionist? Easy peasy. You want me to host group trips? Okay, grand. You want me to do a TED Talk? Cool. You want me to be me? Whoa, sit back down, relax, too far. Me. Sure, I change my accent depending on who I'm even speaking to. I have no idea who I am. I'm anxious all the time, and I can barely leave my house on any given day. So I wear this armor. I dress up, and I pretend to be this different person every day to where I need to be, so that I can exist in an environment in a comfortable and safe way. Does that make me a liar? Does that make me fake? I actually used to think it made me a really bad person. Do you? See, I find it really, really easy to talk to a camera. This is awful for me. I can set up my camera in my house and I can be as honest as I want to be. And sometimes I do it because things just need to be said out loud rather than staying inside of me. And I realized that I didn't see anyone like that online. I didn't see anyone being honest. They were all perfect and curated, whereas I needed to see the messy. I needed to understand that there wasn't something wrong with me. So I decided to share the videos. I opened up about not being okay, about not being able to leave the house. And now I'm here. How's that? See, I've decided to try and exist with my struggles. To try and drop the act. To try and rewrite my brain that existing isn't a crime. Actually, it's a duty of care. It's kind of naive of me to think that only a person with a degree that says that they're a professional liar is the only one faking it. Because everyone is wearing a mask and an armor to exist a lot more comfortably in this world. Everyone wants to be here in the safest way possible of being a human. And I don't have an 8-step guide of being your authentic self. I'm not Mel Robbins and I'm not Jay Shetty, but I do know a couple of things. And one of them is that if you spend your entire life trying to figure out who you are, you're imprisoning the person that exists in that moment. I dare you to drop the act. I dare you to drop the expectations of others and their opinions and the steel bars that cage you, your authentic self, in a slight, teeny tiny box where you can't be hurt. I dare you to be yourself and see how much the world opens up for you and the things that fall onto your plate. I see it as a closed fist. It's easier to live life as an open palm. Now, it's less exhausting. How exhausting is it pretending to be something you're not all the time? But this, why would you want to be this? This is open, this is honest, this is vulnerable. This means you're probably going to get hurt more or feel a lot more than the average person. And that's scary. So why do we want to be our authentic self? Well, why do you want that dream house? Do you not want to put someone in it that makes it feel like home? Why do you want that dream car? Is it not to be able to have people in the back seat that make you feel like it's okay for you to be alive as you are? See, I host these group trips, and people book on because they've seen me talk about my struggles online. And this little thing happens in their brain that's called a mirror neuron. These neurons fire up when we see a likeness in someone else. And it's deeper than you both liking an oat flat white. It's actually a human connection almost instantly. If you will, on a lighter note, it's kind of trauma bonding. But like attracts like, and have you ever felt that you've been in a room and had a conversation with someone and been like, they just get me? Well, on these group trips, the people that come along, they usually say, oh, I'm so afraid. I'm going on my own, I'm going solo. And I try and console them by saying, you are not alone in feeling that way. And they already have common ground of going on their own and resonating what I talk about and my struggles, that they just come as they are. And by day 4, this really cool thing happens where they go, oh my God, I feel like you know me more than most of my friends do. And why is that? Why is it in an unfamiliar environment with strangers that people feel like it's safer to be themselves? It's actually because of the connection that they're making with other humans. They will only ever meet you as deep as you meet them. And that's why being yourself and this clean slate that you could be given, if you had no one to judge you on where you were from, who you were, who you know, what you do, why would you try to be anyone else other than yourself? It's too exhausting. Now, I don't have an 8-step guide, okay? I do have 3 questions that definitely help me realize more about what makes me myself. 1, who are you when you're alone? How do you stand? How do you dress? How do you talk? 2, what parts of yourself do you downplay when you're around other people to make them feel more comfortable? Is it your love of astronomy? Physics? Mine's yellow doors, okay? I love a yellow door. When I go past them either on a walk or on the bus, they just jump out at me and I actually smile. They put more joy and happiness in my day just by existing as a yellow door. I expect nothing else from it. 3, who's the most interesting person in your life? And how many people would you name out before you said yourself? You spend your entire life with you. Why are you not interested in them? Why are you not questioning them? Why do you say yes when you want to say no? Why do you say no when you want to say yes? Get to know yourself first. Whether it's your fears or your dreams or your passions. If I had decided to follow my fears and become a marine biologist, I wouldn't be standing here today speaking to you. I wouldn't really be speaking at all. And if I'm to be completely honest with you, I actually wouldn't really be here. But I'm really glad that I've decided to exist and to live out the entire alphabet, whether some words are higher or lower, where I feel great or awful. I hope that Z is so far away, because that would only be an early death. And who are you? If you're not yourself, is that not already an early death? Who are you when your shoulders are relaxed and your stomach is relaxed? Who are you when you can sit at a table and you can voice your opinion without the fear of judgment of those around you? Who are you when you actually have the courage to be your authentic self? And why are you not that person? Because existence isn't a crime. It's actually a master key that will open up the world of possibilities better than you could ever imagine. So, I suggest starting with A and enjoy the process. Thank you.